What's up, everyone? Do you want to get in front of more potential clients but aren't sure how? Great. So that's what we're talking about today on the show. My name is Todd. I'm here with my wife and business partner, Jen.
Hello.
We're co-owners of Hello Hair Co. and Hello Hair Pro. You're listening to the Hello Hair Pro podcast.
Welcome.
All right. This topic came up because you were talking to somebody that was frustrated with some lack of engagement.
Yes.
So they were previously getting some really good traction on Facebook, right?
Yep. Posting on local pages, mom's pages, that kind of stuff. They were getting actually engagement right away. Yes. Pretty much every time they were posting until recently.
Gotcha. And so we had a conversation about it and we decided to cover this topic again. And I'm just going to be blunt with this stuff when we get to it because social media is not my favorite topic. I don't mind it. I don't have anything against it. It doesn't excite me. It doesn't I'm not passionate about it, if that makes sense. But I still understand that it's a pretty powerful tool.
Yeah, and it's free.
It is free. So I want to start with, if you're the person that's always saying, I don't know what to post, I'm going to be real with you right now. It's because you're not putting any effort in. Mm-hmm. You're not trying. And that's okay. But don't say you don't know how to do it or you don't know something, because you could keep lying to yourself saying, I want to get better at this, but I don't really know how to do it. And these are just excuses that people make up so that they don't have to do any actual work.
Right.
Because I couldn't tell you how much infinite courses, strategies, all this stuff is free on the internet. All you have to do is type it in the search bar and hit enter.
Well, yeah. If
That's
you don't know what to post and it's really just because you don't want to, just say, I don't want to post.
Yes.
Because at least you're being honest.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, I know people are I don't want to take pictures. I don't have time to take pictures. You could take a picture of your workstation. You can take a picture of yourself setting up your station. Sometimes I just take a picture of me waving in the mirror.
You do. And I repost it because that's how lazy I am. I use other people's work to fill in mine.
I mean, take a picture of your shoes. If you're a shoe person, every day you just showcase, hey, come and see me today. These are the shoes I'm wearing. It doesn't have to be this really big effort, or it doesn't have to be this second job. Find something within social media. If you're not just making excuses, you're really I don't know what to post. I didn't think of those things, Jen. Well, here you are. What's your thing and what would be fun for you to post? Focus on that for now and just get some consistency and with some posts going up.
Yeah, I guess I just get tired when I hear I really want to get better at this. No, you don't.
Right.
You don't. Because you would if you wanted to.
Right. That's what I mean. Just
if
be
you want
honest
to get better
I don't really care and I don't want to do it.
If you want to get better at cutting hair, what do?
Cut more hair.
You fucking cut hair.
Yeah.
It's so easy. Mm-hmm. Everything is there. And if you don't like what we're saying, just tune into the next podcast where some guru is going to tell you the plan for free and then sign up for their course or whatever. Right. I don't care where you go. It's just if you have access to the internet, you won. You're all set.
Yeah.
Harvard publishes coding class. You want to learn how to be a coder? You can. They publish the classes. It's all free online. Do you want to, I wanted to learn a little bit about marketing, so I understood it a little better. You know what I did this past year? Just went online, read blogs, listened to podcasts. Well, all the stuff is free.
I think the question here is when someone's I don't know what to post, the question you should be asking yourself, do you even want to post? Do you want to be active on social media? That's a choice. You don't have to do it.
What's the point? What are you trying to get out of it? I guess, yeah.
Right. And that's the focus should be. If you're I don't know, if social media is not your thing, that's not your thing. There is value in its free marketing and advertising for your work and what you do and how to find you and whatever else you need from it. But if you choose to not use that, then either you decide to do nothing or maybe you have a different avenue, but understand that you're not going to get ahead by just showing up to work and just, maybe you are. If you do hair and you get referrals, maybe you're fine. I don't know.
I think it's just social is just another tool that you can use to accelerate your progress. That's it. That's how I look at it. I don't think you have to do it like you were just saying. I think that you should probably dabble in it a little bit. Mm-hmm. And with a tiny, tiny bit of effort, like I saw all these posts that like, you'll never attract employees by just posting that you're hiring, blah, 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 all this stuff. You will never do it. All this like super, like just black and white, like you're never going to do that. Okay, fucking watch me. So I posted, I think 2 times that we were hiring and we had like 12 applicants within like a week.
Right.
It's not true. Like, don't listen to like, you have to be good at filtering too, because as much information is out there for free, some of it's trash. Like when people are, these gurus are like, you have to do this, or this is a fun one, how I gained X amount of followers in a week or whatever. I don't give a shit what you did. I need to know what's going to work for me.
Right.
And there's no template. There's no like, this is exactly the formula.
Right.
Because if there was, everyone would already be on it. Mm-hmm. All right. So why even bother with social media? 1, it's free.
Right.
2,
which is amazing.
I think we already talked about that in my ranting. 2 is it's simple. Yes. It really is simple.
I look at it as today's version of, and I've said this in other podcasts, like a walking business card. So I'll give you an example of
I don't get that walking part.
Or like a live business card. Rather than handing one out, people can find you.
Oh, it changes.
Yeah,
gotcha.
It has you work on it. So we have recently, we're attached to a gym. So people walk in. Hey, can I get an appointment? Or they walk in to show you their hair, whatever. So I don't have time to have a consultation. And there has been a handful of people that will walk in and who's ever up front they're chatting with. And usually it's me, I feel. And they're like, who's good with this kind of hair? So I'll recommend one of our stylists. And then they're like, what is it? Who is she on social media? Because immediately that person this day wasn't in. So they want to see her work. So we brought up her Instagram. She starts following her and is looking through her work to be like, do I even want to attempt to book? The one thing this stylist did lack, I don't think she had a lot of her face on it. So it would have been cool to see her work with also some of who she is. Because I think that would have got that client to book that day and said, she's like, all right, I'll check it out. Like, I'll be back, whatever. But I think there's value in posting your work and then posting a little bit of your personality, your face, your flair. And if a client gets on your salon's website and then sees like who works there and what have you, then they're hopefully going to go over to your page to see the work, and that's how they're going to pick you. So if you want to build that clientele faster, that to me is where social media has some value.
Yeah, man. I look at it as the seasoning to your food. It's like the seasoning to your marketing. It's like the salt.
And again, if you don't like
just
it,
adds a little something to it.
Yeah, and if you don't like it, then it just might take you longer to get to your goals. And if you're okay with that.
And of course, so I go through phases too where I just don't give a flying F about social media. Like right now, I haven't posted anything on my page. I do our other page, but
right.
I just hoping in the new year to switch some stuff up and make it a little more exciting for me, because when I get bored, I don't want to I just lose interest. And you can rave all about consistency and stuff, but if you're consistently putting out bad content, it's not it doesn't matter. And if my heart's not in something, I don't want to do it. Mm-hmm. So
there's nothing wrong with that.
Right. So the last thing I had on my list here for why social media is, it's designed to get you in front of people. Mm-hmm. It's social media. Yeah. It's media content that you create designed around being social. Mm-hmm. So it's really not that complex. And I've heard a lot of people say, like, Gary Vee and all the big marketing people who talk about, well, the reason you're not growing and the reason why you're not seeing any return from social is your content's just not that good.
Yeah.
And we'll get into some don'ts towards the end of the show today, which will be another quick one. We'll go as quick as we can.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're not standing out, just
right. It just blends in with everyone else, and no one sees it anyway.
Yeah. Yep.
Except your few followers that you have
that already know you do hair.
And honestly, to touch on followers, because obviously people tend to follow big accounts because like they have 1 million followers. How am I going to get to that? if you had 1 million followers and none of them are in your area or none of them are interested in what you're doing, it really doesn't matter. You want followers that are...
it actually waters it down.
Yeah, so when it comes to followers, and if you're just like, I want to have a big number, go for it. But what you really want is the people to follow you that are looking, if you're looking to build your clientele, let's say, you want clients to follow you to be in your chair and their friends to follow you to be in your chair. Like that's who you're talking to. And those are the people that you want to follow you, not everybody from another state. That doesn't matter because they're not coming to you to get their hair done. Now, if your intent with your social media is not to get clients, then your followers need to be a different group of people.
Correct. Yeah, I know people. I've had conversations with people that have purchased followers too, tens of thousands of followers just to see if they could do it or just see if it was legit. And I know people that have had their accounts shut down for doing it, but it is possible. You could just purchase, and so your account looks inflated, and automatically that buys you street cred. But it buys you some street cred with a sort of an
nobody.
an unintelligent audience.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
Right.
They're following you because you have followers. That's the lamest reason to follow somebody. Like it, you know. So all right, let's dive into some thoughts here. So people need to see your offer multiple times before they consider taking action. We've talked about this before. So 7 is the magic number. I don't know. So there was some doctor or marketing scientist. I don't know what his deal was, but he came up with this. People need to see your offer 7 times before they consider making a purchase. So here's the deal with social media being so, I don't know, free. It makes it simple. Like you potentially could reach somebody 7 times in a day.
Yes.
In a week, in a month, in 6 months. Whereas before, a few decades ago, not even, maybe like even 10 years ago, that wouldn't be financially possible for a lot of people out there.
Right.
They wouldn't have the spending power to market their business to get in front of a specific person.
Right.
7 times.
Right.
Like you're going to take out 7 radio spots. You're going to take and I don't know what the math breakdown is, but that person, it's got to be a lot more than 7 ads you're taking out, unless that person is listening to that radio station 24/7.
Absolutely. You're spending a ton of money to reach an audience over and over again, and you're hoping that you're reaching the same people because otherwise it falls flat.
Right.
And that costs money. This is free.
Yeah, this is free. I mean, do what you want, but we don't spend money on social media ads.
No.
We don't.
No, and I think here too, to go back to what we started in the beginning of the episode, is the stylist that works for us that was kind of bummed that her last, posting on the local pages didn't get her any engagement. I had to say to her kind of what you just said, which is, yes, but that doesn't mean you stop doing it. It means you keep doing it because people have to see it. She was like, what if people are just bored or they're sick of seeing my posts? I'm like, social media is free. They would just ignore you or get off of it. That doesn't mean you stop. You keep going. I look at it as, it's not like they're saying no to you. They're just saying it's not today. Not today did I want to book an appointment with you. Not today did I care for your content. It doesn't mean that when you post it next week or in a few days that I might engage in it. Just today I'm busy doing something else. So you've got to keep up with that. And she was like, oh, that totally makes sense. And I like the not today, because sometimes a no can make you just feel really small. And
well, I don't think they're saying not today. They're not saying anything. I don't think anybody went on her post and typed in not today.
No, I was just giving her a way to look at it. It wasn't like they just ignored you to ignore you. It's not, if someone says no,
or they may have. Now figure out how to differentiate yourself and stand out.
Right. And pivot from that.
Because if like I understand consistency and the importance of it, but also there's value in being different and standing out. If you just post the same thing all the time, I'll probably block you because I'm tired of seeing it.
And you can, but that's the point.
Right.
That's what's great about social media. You don't have to, if you don't want to follow something or don't like what people are posting, you just don't follow them.
Also, every time somebody like unsubscribes from our mailing list or unfollows us or whatever, I always look at it as great. We're narrowing down
the people we're talking to
find the real ones that we want to talk to.
Absolutely.
I don't care about followers and counts and stuff like that. I think people put way too much stock into that. If you don't have X amount of followers, people won't do this, or what? Based on what? What is that based on?
Right.
All right. So you've got to touch. So touch is the word just for, reaching somebody. Mm-hmm. You've got to have 7 touches, that's the magic number, of your offer. Okay? So keep in mind, not all of these touches are going to be the same or hold the same weight or yield the same result for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you are posting, say, tutorials because you want to demonstrate your expertise and you want to help solve problems for people at home, say it's styling their hair at home, how to achieve that salon look at home, whatever. And you're going through, and then one day you post a photo of your dog, people might not care. They're not following you for your dog. Or they might. That might hit more with some people because they might be like, I love dogs. I didn't know you had a dog. This is now a connection.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, they're not going to be the same. So keep that in mind. The next thing I want to point out is, what is an offer? If you're not making an offer to somebody, you're not doing anything.
And what would be an example of an offer?
Telling people what you do. What problem do you solve for me? What do you actually do? So when you go on, and I joke about this stuff all the time, but when you go on and you post the back of a head that 75,000 other stylists posted, it looks exactly the same. I know you're talented. You're probably amazing, right? Mm-hmm. But you're not that much better than everyone else.
Right, they all look
or you
the
wouldn't
same.
need social media. Yeah. And you write, cream soda. That's not an offer. That's just confusing to somebody that's not in the hair world.
I feel like that's something that started almost like 10 years ago when...
That's what people talk about, walk around talking about, like, what should I caption this?
Right.
They're talking about what fucking color to call it. No one cares.
It was in the beginning of like where stylists started posting pictures, like, what should I call this? And
Chicken parm.
I know. That's
it doesn't
where that started.
hashtag pizza. You're likely to get more people than your stupid picture of the back of a head again and again and again. You're not standing out.
Yeah, you're better off to even, maybe you'll disagree with this, but I guess cool, call it cream soda. But if you're lucky enough that somebody stopped to scroll and take a pause on your picture, like your caption could be as much as like, do you wish this was your hair? Because like, I do, hold on, now what do I do? And then next would be like, text me to book or book online. Like, so at least.
That would be the offer. Hey, do you want hair that's this color?
Yeah. Do you love this color? You should have it on your head. Like whatever it is. But then that gets them actually thinking about themselves with your picture. And that's really what you want to happen there.
Yeah.
Or you should.
Too many people aren't. They're just copying what they see.
Right.
And
they're not even
so
thinking.
it's you post a picture of some hair and then you write 9V Olaplex. What? No one cares.
Right, you're
with the
talking to
numbers
other
and letters.
stylists.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who are you talking to?
I have
Do
had
you
clients
think-
come in and be like, can you put this 9V on my head? I'm like,
Of course
that's
you
not
have.
how it works.
Right.
But
Of course you have, because it's confusing.
Yeah.
Because not even every stylist understands it. All right, let's move on before I blow a gasket here. So you've got to stand out if you want to gain any traction
Yes.
at all with potential clients. So how do you do that? You be different. So how do you do that? Well, entertainment is big.
Mm-hmm.
Be entertaining. I don't know what that looks like. Be the dry, sarcastic person like me. Or be the over the top
entertaining
funny.
is going to be individual to each person.
Right.
Like whatever is your thing to entertain people.
Telling stories is huge. So either yours or your clients, and preferably both.
Mm-hmm.
Like you mentioned earlier, if you're not putting your face out on social media, you're losing
Absolutely.
a chunk, because people will see you and you suddenly become, I don't want to say real, but because obviously you're real. But when a person sees you ahead of time, it breaks down one of those barriers in their mind.
Correct.
It gives them one known. Because when you walk into a new business or a new hairstylist, new barber or whatever, there's a risk.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're walking into.
Right.
You don't
There's a
know
lot
if
of
they're
anxiety
good. You
with
don't
that.
know.
Yeah.
Right. So if you can start to break those things down, here's my space. You do that a lot.
I do.
That's great. Now people know exactly what it looks like before they even decide to walk in the door. They know what it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, that place looks clean. It looks bright. It looks
Right.
fun. Cool. I'll check it out.
I would almost like, so for me, it's like, I just said like a bunch of times.
That's all right.
You want who's ever, again, if you're lucky enough to get them to stop on your page, you want them to have this sense of, I want to meet that person. Like, I want to sit in their chair. I want my hair to look like the pictures that they're posting, but I want them to like chat with me. Like, I like their outfit. I like this. And those are all parts of the whole process of what it's like to be behind the chair. So if you can showcase all of that, then people are coming in and they're just so excited, yes, about the hair, but also to meet you as a person because they've now followed you on social media and they want to get to know you.
Yeah. I don't have anything to add to that. I agree with it all, 100%. I guess I could say it over
right
in my version.
And I agree with what you're saying. Well, I already do it, but is showing your space. Where are you at? What does it look like? All of those things might entice somebody to book an appointment with you, and you don't know which one of them's going to work. So you should be posting regularly all of that.
If you want to.
If you want to.
And if you don't, don't. I don't care.
Post your dog. Mine's cute.
Post your dog, yeah. That'll show off how good you are at hair. So
you'll attract dog people.
If you do want to market on social media or any digital platform, really, you do have to put in some effort. And the effort comes up front, sort of just what we're talking about, understanding the basics of it. And then you can make it yours, and then it becomes easy. So, for example, a lot of the stuff I post on our page, people always compliment our social media, and I don't know why. We don't have a ton of followers. There's nothing special about it to me. I just make it about, hey, if you come here, you'll probably have fun. Most people have fun here.
Yeah.
It's really clean. Our staff is great. It's bright and cheery. And if you want to have some fucking fun, come on in.
Here we are.
That's really it. Because that's what I feel like sets us apart.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun.
And that's what people, I think, are generally looking for.
So, yeah, just effort. The other thing is reps. You've got to put in the reps. And I don't mean just blast. Like, so some people, we've had people at our salon that will not post for months. And then in the course of 30 minutes, they'll post 49 posts. And I'm like, you just wasted those.
Yeah,
that was a year worth of once a week posts right there.
Oh, those are always funny. It was gimme.
Yeah. You have any other points? I have some don'ts here, but
so I have one more thing because I
have 12 more things. I don't care.
You don't have to post what you're doing right at that moment. So,
oh my God, no.
It's funny. The other day I posted something.
I don't have to live document my life.
So I taught a class about a month ago or 2 months ago. It was a really cool balayage class. And I posted a picture of it, I think this past Monday. It was just like, balayage. And I tagged the salon to give them some social media content because I know that's one of the things they're working on. And my client came in and was like, oh my God, you were teaching in Concord and whatever. And I was like, oh, that was like 2 months ago. But it doesn't mean you can't use content from months ago and make it relevant to today. You don't have to post just every day. I have some days where like I'm in the mood to take pictures and kind of get some good shots. I don't post them all on that day. Like you were saying, I save them for the next month to filter in on the, like, I have a plan of how I like to post. So I filter them in there, but it doesn't mean it's what I did that day. And just keep that in mind because I do think a lot of people think they have to post exactly that day what happened.
Yeah. When I have my gym, funny story, I posted on my Instagram page, there was a crazy snowstorm that came through. And so I posted that with, I forget what the caption was. Maybe it was the workout we were doing that day or whatever, because that was like a regular thing for us to post. And I had somebody text me and they were like, hey, I guess we're not going outside today at all, right? Because I didn't grab my other shoes or whatever. And I was like, what are you talking about? And they were like, well, it's snowing. I'm not in the area, but it's snowing there. I'm like, first of all, it's noon, okay? And that was a nighttime storm.
They're not even paying attention.
They thought I was just posting my life. So for the next few days, I posted videos of me. Here's me locking the door. I'm actually locking. Here's me putting my key in my car. Because I just don't get it.
Yeah.
How do you not realize that it's dark out
I don't think people
in the
pay
video?
attention.
No. Do I need my shoes? How far away are you actually? Now that I think of it, not in the area. If you were, you would
You're
notice
in a
the storm.
basement clearly because you don't even know what's happening.
Exactly. All right, so some don'ts.
Yes.
And again, if you want to do this stuff, I really don't care. It doesn't. I don't mean that in a negative way, but
don't let it stress you out. Basically,
yeah,
figure out if it's fun for you or not, and then what do you want to do with it?
Yeah. So look, if you're trying to grow a clientele on social media, I would probably post to your target client and not to people that aren't your client. So stop with the formulas. Okay, because your typical client doesn't care. You're just confusing them because they think they need that exact formula now.
Right.
When in reality, that's not like, it's not even close. Okay. Another don't post just the back of the head. That's the easiest way to blend in this industry, I think, because it's the laziest thing you could post. You just click the back of the head and you hit post and you type in like copper vibes and no one knows what you're talking about.
I totally agree.
Don't post without putting effort into your captions. So that kind of goes back to what I was just saying. Don't post without intent. So if your post needs, you need to have some sort of intent. What are you trying to accomplish with this post? Are you showing off your space to make it more inviting for people? Are you showing off your skill? Are you showing off your personality? Like, what is the fucking intent of your post? And if you don't have one, that's going to be, you're going to get out of it what you put into it.
Right.
So if you don't have one, don't expect people to knock your door down to book with you just because you posted copper vibes.
Right. And that's a great way to just help people organize their thoughts or maybe even think of it in a different way that they may not have before.
And then, you know what we could do? We could put out like a PDF or something with a checklist of things to run through for ideas. The last one I had on here was don't skip the call to action.
I think that one's so important.
I see this all the time. Somebody will post the back of the head and it's blonde and they write their caption that says like vanilla latte and they put some like sparkly stars next to it, right? Yeah. Or maybe the teacup. That's a cool one. And then that's it.
No one knows what to do with that. Like you need to tell them, do you want them to book? And how do you want them to book? Don't give them 7 options.
Oh
do you like people to DM you? That's your option. If you do not, what's the next one? Is it book online? Is it text you? However it is, give them the one simple way that you would prefer. That's it.
I do see a lot of people that are like, don't DM.
We talked about this before. Once you say don't do it, now I'm thinking do it.
Well, yeah, because it's impossible to think in negatives.
Just tell me how you want to do it. How do you want me to book with you? That's what I'm looking for.
All right. So that was like 27 minutes of social media I could have done without, but here we are.
Yeah.
Do you have any other, anything else to add?
I think where you were in the don'ts is just like, not the back of the head. One of the things that we do talk about is really trying to get people's faces, get their eyes. Like that will get people to stop, get someone smiling. And you can do that really easy in a video format because you're just moving. And if you just come around and they smile like that, that's all you need is just a little bit of something happening that's not just the back of the head. So.
And like I said, we can put something together for this, but coach them. So you come around, you have a video, you start on the back of the head. This is a lot of our videos. Because you'll take them or the staff, right? You start on the back of the head, you're showing off the hair, and then you go to the front, and the person is there, and you say something like this, give me a smile. And they smile. Yeah. Why? Because they like you.
Yeah.
And they're having a good time. And that's what you're trying to get across to your potential clients.
Agreed. And that movement makes it it's just more easy, like to get the smile to happen. And you talk over it and then I put music over it. So it doesn't matter if you're talking to them. Like I could say something funny.
Just mute it after. It doesn't.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's so easy to produce content. It's not difficult at all. But yeah, here we are. So that's it.
That's it.
All right. This episode was brought to you by Ping Pong Design and Marketing. If you want to love your website or you're looking for more clients to fill your business, reach out to Ping Pong. They're offering our audience a special discount. Visit the show notes. Reach out to Chris to talk more about your needs. That's it for us.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.